Hello everyone, this is our new video and the occasion for it is kind of fresh and interesting because there is a new cheating scandal which involves Ukrainian Grandmaster Kirill Shevchenko, young talent from Ukraine right now representing Romania, and with me today my friend Vladimir Chernikov.
Ciao.
And we're gonna try to discuss the news, analyze the games. So, what can you say in general, Vladimir? Was it shocking for you or not?
Unexpected, because in one of my other videos I reviewed this guy playing very well in another top tournament, and in general he became GM with 14 years old, so I didn't expect this at all. And moreover, we'll go deeply to the reasons. Okay, not to the reason, but to the things how it happened in general, and you'll be more surprised even, I believe.
Yeah, so long story short, we'll go through the article you see on your screens. But Kirill Shevchenko played the Spanish league, and I don't know what city they are playing because
Yeah,
Vladimir in Spain.
it's played in Melilla. It's a Spanish city that is not located in Spain like that. It's in African country on the north of Africa that is territory of Spain. And they went to place there. It's called División de Honor, like the highest division in Spanish team tournaments. And there are a lot of strong, very top GMs playing, etc. And Kirill Shevchenko was playing from for one of the teams from my region, from Valencian community, from Sia.
So yeah, and he played 2 rounds, after which he got caught in the toilet, as I understand, with the phone that supposedly belonged to him. There was also some note where organizer said that very similar to his handwriting, and it happened after complaints of both of his opponents, Paco Vallejo and Amin Bassem. Which he faced in first rounds. He got 2 zeros and got expelled from the tournament. So this is really looking suspicious. So let's see what article really says. So it says that arbiter claiming a link to overfund Shevchenko based on handwriting and behavior. That's what we said. He playing for Sia, the region where Vladimir lives. And what Chief Arbiter Oscar Bruno de Prado Rodriguez summarized, he said that they kind of believe that evidence is enough to, I mean, throughout the investigation, that this looks really suspicious, and this player has made use of the mobile phone during the game. So yeah, he also didn't notify the arbiters when he was leaving the room, even though it was necessary, as I understand. And yeah, right here it's written about the
Okay,
sanctions.
about this, about notifying the arbiter. I mean, I played a lot of chess tournaments where this rule kind of was there, but when I was going to the arbiter or some of my friends, they were saying, like, okay, just to be there. But I think now that it's very useful rule because, okay, I think that's kind of you can hold whenever you want, but if something gets suspicious, then they ask everyone to update it because it will be definitely weird if some player, like every 5 minutes or every like 15 minutes, updates the arbiter that he goes and goes and goes and goes to toilet, I believe.
Yeah, so and here we come to the most interesting part, because right here, like, investigation was like sparked by Vallejo Pons. He complained to arbiters that his opponent in round number two, Shevchenko, was spending too long. I mean, too much time away from the board, and actually later it will be clear that Amin also noticed the same thing and also maybe complained, or I mean, it popped up later. But Shevchenko said he had a problem and he had to visit the toilet. I mean, Arbit is reminded all these problems that Vladimir said. I also like don't often ask the arbiter to leave to the toilet, but probably it's because toilet is a little bit, I mean, goes through some not playing venue or something like that. It reminds me Kramnik versus Topalov
Yeah, famous.
tournament, when the toilet was replaced from the individual restroom for every player somewhere far, far away, when you like really need to go through a bunch of people. And the interesting part, which I still do not understand, I mean, arbiter asking a member of organizing committee to investigate. He saw Shevchenko visiting an individual cubicle, and there found a new mobile phone with a handwriting note, which Vladimir can write in Spain. I'm not that Spanish. I'm not that fancy.
Okay,
No,
I'll
no, no.
say it.
Like anyway, nobody would know it. So like, don't touch. This telephone has been left, so the owner can answer it at night. And this like, I mean, this message, what does it mean? I don't get it. And Vladimir, can you confirm that it's like their
Yes,
actions?
absolutely. Like no toques means no tocar, like to not touch. Absolutely. El teléfono se dejó, like phone was left there. For huésped, huésped means the person that lives in hotel, right? In hotel, and that the person lives in hotel will reply, as I understand, will reply this phone at night. So now the question is, guys, if you are going for some top resort or something like that, 5 stars, you forget your phone, how often you ask someone from probably from the reception to leave phone to call for you, but instead of giving it to you in the reception, for them to go to toilet and tie it to the to the toilet from behind and expect you to go there every night and call from there. What do you think
Yeah.
about this stuff? Have it happened in your?
I haven't had experience like that in my life. And actually, I mean, maybe, I mean, if it would be proven for real that this handwriting belongs to Shevchenko, maybe his Spain like translate wasn't that great. But this is all like total cringe. I do not understand. It's like uh, the weirdest crime ever could be. But okay, let's continue and then we'll go to our conclusions. So the phone was confiscated, toilet ordered to be locked. So as I understand, they found out it like around beginning of the game, around 2.5 hours into the round, when with the cleaner revealing the similar phone had been found there the day before and left unclaimed, it was handed to the reception. So yeah, the point is that, as I understand, in round number two, Shevchenko won against Vallejo, and he won. Basically, don't have anything in his hand, and the toilet was closed, and this phone was confiscated. But I don't know. And when Shevchenko was challenged on the details, he got. I mean, translate from his teammate Daniil Yufa, who lives in Spain, as I understand. Shevchenko denied
Yes.
absolutely everything. Actually, I somewhere saw I mean, some post where it was claimed that he didn't deny that the phone was his, or I didn't understand this part, honestly speaking. But yeah, so, basically, right here, again, if you want, you can stop the article and read more, but that's what we have for now. Shevchenko got banned from the tournament, got 2 zeros. Probably it will affect his rating, but don't know. And I guess consequences will be way, way harder if it really proves. If, let's say, there will not be any changes, because this is I mean, tremendous hit on reputation. For me, what looks weird is that it's like, trying to rob a bank with water pistols, and you like come here without any mask and like say give me all the money, and then, oh, how did I get caught? Because this is like, I mean, very strong grandmaster, more or less. Vladimir will tell his opinion later on. I'll give him his words. Maybe he will disagree with me. But this is like very stupid way to get caught. It's like super primitive, and it looks really weird. I don't know what were the reasons that forced Kirill do it, if he did it, which yeah, probably did. I mean, I don't know how it's to deny. Because if he did it before, I guess he would be again confronted. Somebody would notice something. So like,
Or
why
if
on
it's done
why
this way, if
why
it's done this way.
why is it done in such a primitive way, as if you like, I don't know, some school student, some pupil, I don't know, super like childish way, in the tournament that means nothing besides like earning money and maybe rating. This is a miracle for me. I don't know, this is like so many, I mean, it's so weird that I cannot really explain. And I guess if let's say, I mean, it's already a huge hit for reputation of Kirill, and I doubt that he would get a lot of invites after it. I mean, correct me if
Definitely.
I'm wrong. And with such stupid behavior, you just lose everything, lose like put a cross on your career. That's unbelievable. I mean, I cannot really say. And we'll come to games. I honestly don't see anything suspicious there. But like the whole situation, it's like so weird toilet stuff. What do you say, Vladimir?
Okay, I mean, clearly he did cheat. I mean, because I don't know the reason. That's what
Yeah,
bothers me because
that also like kind of bothers me because this is like super weird. But sorry for interrupting.
why, yeah, why to do this, right? Because as I explained to Vladislav, there are like different payment methods. Some people play just per game, and in somewhere you have some incentives for the extra point, like if you win your game. But okay, once again, I don't believe that it's that much to risk that much in this case, and the kind of it. I mean, there's also obviously rating points, but there's no else. Like there's no personal prizes in the any board or something like that. There's no money involved. Probably in this situation, there's no so just per ego or I don't know what. I mean, just there's no other reason. It sounds weird. Now, definitely, it was one of the chess players that played because I mean, there's no way that someone without intention of cheating will leave this note in toilet, like because it's absolutely a wrong translation or whatever it is, but no one will really put it
I don't
there
know.
without.
I can't even understand why. Why do you leave the note like that?
Yes, I mean, you leave it for obviously for the cleaning worker to not take it away. But can you, yeah, put different reason or something like that? It's a shortfall. It's already weird. So I'm thinking it's either. So also needs to be someone that doesn't speak Spanish because if he speaks, he will definitely try to type different. But it's clearly that there was wrong translation because the sentence itself doesn't make absolutely any sense. And if it is so, we kind of, Shevchenko is one of these people who doesn't speak because Yufa was translating it to him. They said so he doesn't clearly speak the language. Also, I read that president of SIA club. I just read it now in a Spanish article. Jose Antonio Sia said that obviously he cannot confirm anything in this case, but what he finds weird that it's true that he said that Kirill is introvert and doesn't speak language moreover, but that he reacted like way too silent or calm when accusation happened. Like he said that obviously if someone accused me of something that I haven't done, and moreover if I'm not like 2000 player, but I'm one of the top GMs and it's more risk involved. Let's say if you're 2000, you cheat. I don't say that you should do it, but I mean nothing happens to you. Just stop playing chess. You go play football or basketball, whatever you want. But okay, this level already it's a more serious thing, and yeah, that was also something weird. The reason behind it is very weird, but I mean, clearly it was cheating because all the people, like the people were suspecting Kirill before the phone was found. First of all, so Vallejo was already complaining in round two before phone officially was found. So they had suspicions, and then coincidence that after the suspicion they also find the phone. I mean, I understand if it was reversed, right? If phone is found, and then Vallejo said, "Ah, you know what? Probably he cheated against me as well." But it was different. It was reversed, right? So first of all, was complaint of Vallejo, and then phone was found. So I mean, that's very weird coincidence. So definitely there are too many things indicating that he was cheating, but I don't understand why someone will
Yeah.
do it. Like I mean, I don't have. Write into comment if you have some idea about this.
I wish cheaters that cheated against me used the same technique and were so easy to quote, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I would never think that he cheated. To be honest, I played him in like Ukrainian finals championship, which I made a draw. But like he never looked like the guy who would do something like that. Yeah, he's pretty like nervous. He always wants to win because I mean some of his behavior towards arbiters during the
Yes.
tournament weren't great, but I don't want to go into details. But like he's like very competitive player. But to go that far,
Excuse me, Ladislav, you
that's
just mentioned something very interesting in the topic. So he often complains to the arbiters and his behavior is
no,
not
no, no,
good.
no. It's
But
like there was a story. There was the last
uh-huh,
round of the national tournament where I played, and I was playing like Martin Kravtsev, and he played. I don't remember Kuzubov or I mean, you can
uh-huh.
Google it. Probably it was 2021, right before the war, and he was playing, and it was mutual time trouble. And the main arbiter was Elective Shiga, very famous Ukrainian arbiter, and
Yeah, very famous.
Kirill was doing something not, I mean, kind of wrong, or he was not writing properly, or he was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like something got messed up, or yeah, maybe he didn't do notation. I already don't remember because if I find my like chat with Vladimir, I can prove that. But yeah, it's like let's put it that way. Something he did something that made arbiter to point it out, and he kind of said almost like, I mean, I'm playing here, shut up, or something approximate like that. Don't quote me
Okay, but yeah,
directly.
I have a question. So he did it when someone says that he is not playing blitz properly, but when other arbiter accusing
I mean, it
him
was
of his
classic.
cheating.
It was classic, but yeah,
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That and it's weird that then he didn't react at all. Like he was absolutely calm and silent when. Oh, I mean,
yeah,
he doesn't speak Spanish,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
speaks English. Come on, like arbiter does, and suddenly he doesn't react at all. Then it's more weird with what you're saying.
Yeah, that's true. This is really weird, but let's see the games quickly. I mean, they will not really prove anything because, I mean, toilet speaks for itself, yeah.
Yeah,
So let's quickly go to the games. Okay, and the first round was against Bassem Amin. In this match, one match they like won anyway, and another match they like the score was 3-3, but because of the loss they lost 4-2.
4-2.
I
Yeah.
already don't remember which one was here, but it doesn't really like matter. So first game against Amin, e4 c5, knight f3, knight c6. This is Ross Salimo that I wanna vomit from every time I see it. But this line with e6 very sharp. If white doesn't take on c6 and play, let's say, castle, usually black is normally fine. Black has normal play, but after bishop takes c6 bc, position very messy, and let's say Magnus played positions for both sides like that, proving that double pawns nothing scary. If you play against opponent who's like around 1200, then strategically he would be cooked because like this Imtsovich wrote his books not in vain, and the spawns got stunned, and it's easy to attack them. But on practice, people like to experience some mess on the board and play these positions for black, which I don't get. That was a game Magnus versus Nihat Abasov in the World Cup, something like that. Magnus won with b3. But okay, less words. d3, queen c7, castle 97. This is all the theory. Normally, right here, white tries to push h pawn to meet knight g6, and if black plays h5, there is a hole on g5. Right here, knight g5 was played, one of the most popular moves, but doesn't give any advantage at all, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So right here, knight h3 was played, d5, c4, and right here, as I understand, Amin said that Kirill left for 10 minutes, or wasn't him, or it wasn't this
Yes,
moment.
yes, yes. It was Amin. I mean, it was Amin.
Yeah, yeah,
One hundred percent.
it was somewhere right here. He like spent 6 minutes and then he played the move after 5 minutes. And as I understand, 10 minutes he was absent and played the best move in the position. Then after d5 here, he spent a while and he plays e5. But we were talking about it before the game with Vladimir. I don't know who wouldn't play five in this position, so
Yeah, like what else?
finding
What
this
else?
suspicious, and yeah, what else? Because right here the bishop shoots the knight who's on the edge of the board. Don't put your knights like that. Right here, Egypt Grandmaster played it for a reason to play f4, but still it's not worth it because right here Kirill spoils the structure and he plays queen c8, which is also the only move in the position because after it this pawn on h3 is attacked, and we don't want to trade queens because the king will be vulnerable. And white already goes queen g4, offering a queen trade, which isn't great because right now there is a hole on e5 and Kirill plays pretty reasonable moves, playing bishop d6, trying to go knight e5. After it, bishop takes, rook takes, and already actually it's getting worse for white because black has an open file control, black has opportunity to play the knight on the outpost where he will be almighty like some Thanos. So it's pretty hard to play. And right here, probably rook d1 was the only move, trying to trade off rooks in order to simplify the position so that black couldn't really deliver the mate easily. Rook f1 was played, and right here, f6
It
continued.
looks like kind of looks weird to me. I mean, like you anyway, black wants probably to play f6, right? And white still hosts rook f1,
Yeah,
and f6 is
yeah,
played.
this is weird. But on the other hand, I mean, this rook will be useful controlling second rank just in case.
Yeah.
And right here, despite the fact white's being pawn up, position is worse. Because let's say after rook fd8, rook a5 and rook d7, black has a clear plan how to improve, and these two rooks is a very, are a serious weapon. Instead, not the first line was played right here, so this doesn't look suspicious at all. He centralizes the knight, plays it almost immediately, and the move is very reasonable if you don't go deep into details. And right here, after rook a5, I don't see the reason to give up a pawn. Rook f7 was way, way better, in my opinion. But Kirill decided to play rook d8, giving up the second pawn, but betting everything on the activity horse. And right here we have different mating ideas. Some pawns are hanging. H3 was played. Pawn is defended. Knight c4, and Amin tries to promote his pawn. And this was kind of critical moment. The main move, according to the engine, is rook c2. Idea is that we want to grab a pawn, attack the knight, and white cannot still play a5. So it's kind of better than taking the pawn immediately. And let's say after rook c7, there is a funny line like that. Works because it's not possible to win the knight because the pawn hangs, and
And
this
just
is worse endgame. Funny enough, on the low depths, king h7 is the best move according to the engine if you're gonna find the mystery somewhere. But king h7 very reasonable move because you go away from the back rank to not be checked in case white promotes. And right here, white was pushing. Uh, White one square away from promoting the pawn to the queen, but it's perpetual because if white decides to go to h1, there will be this mate. There is even mate pattern, but I always remember what is it? Is it like Arabian mate or Damiano mate? Like always mix it up. So this game, how does it look suspicious for you?
okay, not much actually, but these kind of games. Okay, in all the important moments, Shevchenko did took correct decisions. There are not many alternatives. King h7 is moves that sometimes can be
Yeah.
logical.
Because right here,
Uh,
honestly speaking, it's like there is not so many moments where you could really use engine to get a lot of boost. It's not like some massacre in the position where you need to find one direct first line. Next game against Vallejo, yeah, as I understand right here, the phone was taken already by reception, right?
as I
Uh,
understood, the first phone was taken, but there was second one, as I understood.
Okay. Then I don't know. It's like this is too many details to go into it. And Paco Vallejo plays an opening because he probably likes some BDSM because I don't understand the reason why you do it. He plays 94, and I saw him doing it not once. He like I don't know plays it
Not
normally.
first time, but still a surprise.
I don't know. Like Shevchenko played
That's what
pretty
he tried.
confidently.
That's what he was thinking, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the main move in Petrov's defense is d6, which is normal, but there are a lot of theory. 94 has less theory, but there is a very famous trap. When I was like 6 years old, I once went like that with black, played knight f6, and lost my queen like this, so don't do it. And Vallejo obviously didn't do it. He gave up the knight, but with an idea to take it back. And after trading all these pieces white pawn up, but it's very hard to hold it because even if we play some f4, there is some activity. Black has better development, so Kirill decided to give up a pawn. Both of the players play very fast, very reasonable. This is like the first line of engine all, and this is a position that they approached. Right here, h4, let's say, doesn't work because there is a pin with an idea of playing f4 winning the bishop. So f6 was played again very fast, good move. And after knight b5, how do you like position of black?
Yeah, not much, not much. My bishop is about to be dropped,
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah, the bishop
for
is about
what?
to be... But what's weird is that right here, Shevchenko played bishop f4 pretty quickly,
What
like
do you think, guys?
without spending any time. And the first thing I asked Vladimir, how would you play in 1 second? And he said me knight d3, which is basically the best move in the position because you just get the bishop pair. Maybe there is some deep analysis and both players know what they're doing, but I do not understand how to really stop yourself from temptation, take first and then play bishop f4 and just play against isolated pawns. This is like really suffering with no reason. And even if you can hold it, what's the reason to play against the bishop pair with a bad pawn? I don't get it.
Yeah, just two weaknesses in one, and for what? Yeah.
Instead, bishop f4 was played, king e7, takes, bishop d2, superhuman move, replacing the bishop to the diagonal where he will pressure, and Vallejo already started thinking by himself. Both of the players develop, and right here, interesting part begins. The best move Paco plays according to the engine, which for me is a bit wild because he gives up a pawn, but his idea is to get the position with opposite color bishops without the pawn, because in the endgame it's very often a draw. And right here, g5. I mean, he gets what he wants. And long story short, we come to this position. Would you ever imagine GM 2650 lose this game?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Hard to believe. I mean,
Yeah, because like we always teach the students, like if it's an endgame opposite color bishop, you can survive without two, three pawns. Even sometimes there is even famous composition, when three pawns standing like this, there is a bishop on this diagonal, king in the corner, and like it's possible to stay alive. So, but yeah, white managed to win this position, and endgame is not easy. It's pretty challenging. The main idea in such positions for white, it's better to put pawns on the color opposite to the bishop so that the bishop of black was blocked by pawns and our bishop could move freely and the king could lift up, attack the weaknesses. King d2, h3, trying to push the pawn to the light square because it's the easiest drawish idea. And after g4, Paco plays bishop e6, bishop b1 was also
was better,
possible,
but
but b3 right here, by the way, fine touch because bishop a2 and you got some Fischer bishop when you
yeah,
cannot
because if
really
not, the
leave.
draw is kind of easy. I believe if a3 is forced.
Yeah, so bishop e6 was played, b3, and right here. This is actually endgame very entertaining because Paco made a mistake that actually cost the game, which is king d7. Can you explain to the viewers what the problem and what Vallejo needed to think about?
Okay, the problem was that it's a bit too slow in this particular position, that the white king is heading to g3 square and the h3 pawn has some problems. So probably black needed to find some counterplay with bishop f7, bishop g6, repositioning the bishop in
Exactly.
the other diagonal.
Because right now, in this position, after king e2, king f2, trying to get to the pawn, black is in time to attack f3 pawn, so we cannot take on h3. But we can, let's say, move our bishop to prepare f4, because after f4 check we want to take on h3 and we don't want our bishop be attacked, and after f4 pawn on h3 is hanging, and after taking, the famous principle of two weaknesses working perfectly fine. The pawn on g5 is hanging, if the king heads to b6 it's gonna be game over. So better was to play bishop f7 so that it's like mission impossible to be on time on f1 and none of that works anymore. Black just saves the day. But Kirill didn't notice it, even though he had enough time. His opponent played pretty fast. He plays c4, putting one more pawn on the light square, which is reasonable, but right now black has time to defend. But it didn't stop black from thinking 6 minutes using I don't know, around 80% of the time and play f5. And if you, let's say, open Dvoretsky book, endgame manual, and look at the breakthroughs topic in the opponent game, you would know that it smells not good because Kirill plays a4, not the difficult move to find. He plays it pretty quickly, and this is it. Tactics was a very good side of Kirill. At least as I know, because he was like solving these puzzles again and again 24/7 when I participated in the same tournament as he did. Again, bishop f7, bishop g8 would be fine, and right here position is almost automatically lost, but black finds a resource to fight, and right here another miracle moment where white needed to win. White played a3, trying not to put many pawns on the color of the opponent's bishop. But in fact, if he played a4, he would have winning position without any doubt, because right now we are just in time to create a passed pawn. Our bishop will defend the pawn on h2, and this is
Yeah,
it.
king will go, get the bishop, then go back, collect the
And
pawns, and
what
game
what
over.
what's the problem with a3 in general? Why a4 it was important to play?
Okay, just obviously because it's first of all much faster. I mean, you get extra temp, you play b5 quickly, because as you see later on the line, you'll have to play for anyway here.
Exactly. And right here, after king f5, Pac already didn't have enough time, but he must have played bishop a2, attacking the pawns, trying to keep them as a target. And right here, miracle win, because after bishop c4, miracle draw, because after this, white still can win the game. But after, let's say, bishop b3 in this position, it's a draw. Because if king goes here, we're just in time. If b5 happens, we have a pin. If a5, we
Mhm.
also stop it. But in the game, bishop c2 was played, and it led to
Okay, yeah, the
direct.
typical idea, just mention a typical idea of open bishop endgame of bishop b3. Let's say you force pawn to go to a5 in that position, right? And then you take on c4, so pawns will be on opposite color
Yeah,
squares from your bishop.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
And this is it. Like in my opinion, games are not suspicious,
Showing
but
anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like way more important is that this he was I mean, he was found with like the phone, with the handwriting is very similar to him, and at the same time, he didn't deny anything because I don't know. I would be super denying if, let's say, it was unfair, if something happened like me, because actually this was one of the fears at some point that somebody would like I don't know put the phone in my bag or something like that. Who knows what people are capable of? But this one doesn't look like this case.
Yeah, because it's weird. You mentioned me that Paco Vallejo made this brilliant King F7 move. What if things are completely different? Maybe it's Paco Vallejo who knew that something will happen, and he played King F7, leaves the phone in the toilet, and pointed at Kirill Shevchenko. What do you think, Vaisla?
I don't know what I don't understand when King of Seven was played because there was no move. Ah, you mean like King
In
of
this
Seven?
game, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was a brilliant move, as you said.
I mean, it was fine. I don't get it, but yeah.
Imagine that Paco Vallejo got his old tricks.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that he calculated everything properly. But okay, anyway, please comment down below what you think. What do you think will be like consequences for Kirill? Should he be banned or not? Do you believe that he cheated or not? Any opinion would be appreciated. And please like and subscribe because new videos are coming. We're preparing a lot of interesting formats. So stay tuned in and goodbye.
Ciao.